activity. Jared Allen wins the tip. Indiana, a 2-0 series lead. Here's Garland shoveling to Allen. Good looking possession here. Strus connects on a three. Number one thing Kenny Atkinson told us before the game was we just need to make shots. We have missed so many open looks in this series. Cavs went 9 of 38 from three in game one, 11 of 39 in game two.
And you total that up, double R, it is 26%. So there's been a lot of talk about Boston Celtics shooting only 25% from three, but you're also talking about the number one seed only shooting 26 as well.
Halliburton misses the banker. Mobley lost the rebound, but it caroms right to Garland.
I can tell you early, I love the way that Darius Garland is moving to start this game.
He's dealing with a sprained toe and looks spry. Here's Mitchell. Nice find. Mobley dropped it, and Siakam comes up with a steal. Here's Halliburton. They want to get it to Siakam with the matchup on Mitchell. Fading. Can't hit.
And that's a win by Donovan Mitchell, forcing Pascal Siakam to shoot the turnaround, but tried to do it before the double team got there.
Strus deep three is off. Long rebound. Strus flagged it down. Here is Garland.
That was an area of concern for Rick Carlisle. They've given up 13 and 14 offensive rebounds respectively. He said that's one of the things they're going to have to do better here at home because he knows Cleveland's going to come out and give him a huge punch early. Fact that if that's an area of concern.
Securing the defensive glass. They went through some film on it, and again it's a problem, this time off the free throw. And right away, Rick Carlisle coming from down 2-0, and he said, I love our group, I love our leadership, and I've loved our process in these games. The results have not been what we've wanted, but I still feel really good. Obviously, getting back three key members helps as well, as Nembhard can't hit.
Confidence. Coach Atkinson was much more confident knowing that he had those three guys that were going to be in the lineup. Two of those guys, all-stars, and another in the running for Sixth Man of the Year.
Here's Strus attacking the closeout. Strus, a tough take, and an 8-0 start to game three for Cleveland.
And Ryan, we talked about how important that would be. And one thing that you as coaches you often hear is don't allow one game to lose us two. And this start by the Cleveland Cavaliers shown that they've put that loss, that comeback loss behind them.
Halliburton gets denied by Mobley, controlled by Cleveland. They have numbers. Mitchell shovels, Garland fakes, dishes in the corner, Strus a three. You bet! An 11-0 punch from Cleveland out of the gates in game three.
But how about 2 of 3 from beyond the three-point arc already? We mentioned only shooting 26%, and the Cleveland Cavaliers coming in shooting better on the road.
As Turner, a free agent to be. It is game 4 Thunder and TNT Sunday game 4 Cavs Pacers. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. I mean, these series have just been fantastic.
The playoffs have been fantastic.
Yeah.
When you consider that with the treat that we've had this year with the first round series and now what we've gotten in the second round. Garland and Mobley, both these guys showing a little rust early in the game. We saw Mobley mishandle a basketball in the previous possession.
We see Mobley drop a couple. He dropped a rebound earlier too. Yeah. Here's Siakam tiptoeing baseline. Siakam looking to finagle his way to space. Turner on the attack.
Free throws 3 and 4.
No, just to go by, they may not have from their injuries. For Garland, conditioning the top of the broadcast because it's been 2 weeks since he played, and Kenny Atkinson told Garland, you just got to be honest with me. I promise you, if you need a blow, I will get you back in the game quickly. But we got to make sure that you can continue to play at the speed that you're used to for the minutes you are out there.
But for what we've seen, Garland is probably in better shape right now than has been Mobley, but those 5 days, especially at this time of year, can truly throw off your timing. I believe that's where Mobley is lacking early in this game.
Siakam a three. Back ironing off. Allen the rebound. Indiana has scored 4 straight. Here's Mitchell at 48 in game 2. The swim move. Couldn't hook it in. Allen the rebound and the putback. Indiana upset. Felt like Allen pushed off Turner. To the naked eye, looked like they had a case.
Those two guys played at Texas. I'm sure they played pickup. They fouled each other much harder than that.
Halliburton, beautiful dish, and then Mobley on the rejection. Able to alter that attempt from Siakam. Mitchell a three is good.
But let's think about this, Double R. That is probably the easiest look that Donovan Mitchell has gotten in this series. And you think about the fact that he hasn't had to work as hard as
Game 2, just how gassed Donovan Mitchell was. He didn't play.
It's Neesmith, it's Halliburton. Everyone has to be up because it'd be simple enough to where if only one guy did it, you just give it to a different ball handler. But Indiana brings everyone up. So therefore, you all have to be ready to handle the basketball. Put so much pressure on Donovan Mitchell in the first 2 games playing without Darius Garland.
Here's Mitchell spinning into the paint, exploding and finishing.
It's the backup point guard, which relieves a little of the pressure. Ty Jerome struggled from the field, 1 of 14 in game 2 after scoring 20-plus points. In game 1, I think we'll see a more confident Ty Jerome. Game 2, they got out the gate similar to this. However, they weren't able to hang on at the end. But it was important for the Cavs to be able to get off to this great start to erase what happened to them last time out. And look at DeAndre Hunter back into the game as well after missing game 2 with a huge rebound.
Oh, Mitchell slides in, couldn't finish it. Turner came over. Here's McConnell shoveling back. Turner, a 3. It is good.
Leaders. And Kenny Atkinson told us he was one of the guys that stood up and was talking in their meeting after that loss, that heartbreaking loss in game 2, and sharing his voice.
Corey, I was able to catch up with Max Strus as well, and he said, I know that
Angel, Jared Alec knows the line that Kenny Atkinson told us better and get back into this series. They've checked the boxes thus far in this first quarter, a 20-8 lead. Miles Turner has scored all 8 for Indiana as McConnell misses the reverse.
They understand how important he is to this Cavaliers team, so he's already picked up 1 foul. You can get another one on him and get him out of the game because they know how dangerous he can be off the bench.
Garland connects on a 3.
That's got to feel good for DG to see one go down early on this comeback game. I don't believe he took a shot in his first stint on the floor, but now coming back off the bench, giving Donovan Mitchell a break, is able to knock down the 3 ball.
1 of 1, and Cleveland is 4 of 5 from 3. That was Kenny Atkinson's #1 key today. Make shots. Turner is doing that. He has all 10.
Comfortable taking advantage of that mismatch when you're playing against with a small behind him than he has been in the past. Normally he would still float around on the perimeter. Now he's going down punishing guys in the post.
Jerome able to hit the floater. His first field goal attempt of the game after a 1 for 14 game 2. McConnell lobbing it in, and that's going to be a foul on you with 2 personals. Hey, the NBA against the Knicks.
Well, you need to see Jason Tatum, but one of the things that you need to see is, and I remind people, 2 seasons ago, we saw this exact same thing. Jason Tatum struggled in back-to-back games against the Philadelphia 76ers in round 2. Not only did he make a strong comeback in game 6 in the 4th quarter, he went on in game 7 and broke a game 7 record, 51 points. So I believe we're going to see JT respond in the Garden tomorrow.
Mathurin on a 3 off the bench and drills the triple.
And that's an area of strength for these Pacers as well. When you come off the bench with Benedict Mathurin, he provides instant offense, also a defensive presence.
Mobley couldn't finish, neither could Jerome. Here comes McConnell with haste, the lob, Turner, the finish. Indiana on a 7-0 run. Jerome probing. 2 seconds, lost it out of it.
A la Steve Nash with that dribble going underneath. There, people feel like they need the help. No one left their man, gave Ty Jerome no outlet.
Mathurin again.
Benedict Mathurin, one of the 2 players this season for the Pacers to have a 30-point game off the bench, and off to a great start here as the bench has given the Pacers a huge lift.
Mobley gets a clean look and drills it from.
Who was 2 for 5 from 3 in game 1, has shown throughout this season he can stretch it from beyond the arc, and he has to be guarded out to 23-9.
Yeah, shot it at 37% as Halliburton's runner goes. Shot it at 37% did Mobley and took over 3 threes a game. by far and away a career high in attempts. Previously was at about 1.3. As
if you were tired, but knowing that there's a lot on the line, how do you feel about what you were able to accomplish and what DG and DeAndre Hunter have been able to?
It was a pretty good quarter so far. We just got to put together 3 more quarters.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you to Evan Mobley. Angel Gray. Cavs score off the turnover to begin the second. Indiana ended that first quarter on a 22-7 run after they had fallen behind by 15.
Double R, that's the first points off of turnovers for the Cavs in this game. Only one first quarter turnover for Indiana, so even though they didn't get off to a great start, they weren't turning the basketball over, but they did give up 7 offensive rebounds.
Mitchell back ironing off. Siakam, what a dart, and Matherin gets hugged.
So great job by the officiating crew seeing that in the replay.
And games for Indiana when they have been down.
Knocked down at 3 and really got it going for the Pacers on the offensive end of the floor as he lines up another, unable to get it to go of zone in this game from the Cavs.
Here's Mitchell trying to get that handoff, wrestled it away, threw it into traffic. Mobley finds Hunter cutting and finishing. DeAndre Hunter then seemingly in pain afterwards, grimacing as he comes back up the floor. Siakam takes advantage, 5 on 4.
And Hunter looked to jump awkwardly on that possession, and maybe he ran into one of the Pacer defenders on his way to the basket.
Mobley strong take. Now Mobley missed last game with an ankle. Hunter missed it with a thumb. Garland hadn't played since game 2 of the first round because of a sprained toe. Garland on the bench right now with 3 fouls, but looked really good in his minutes as far as his pace and mobility went.
He really did, and you consider the fact that having that additional ball handler takes a lot of pressure away from Donovan Mitchell. Great job by the Cavs coming up with that defensive rebound after 2 different Pacers got a hand on it.
Here's Hunter. Hunter and a
magnificent all season long coming off the bench, whether it was for the Hawks or now for the Cavs.
Here's Mitchell. Mitchell dishes to the corner. Strus wide open. Connects on a 3.
Strus had enough time to find the seams on that one. Gathered himself. That's a practice shot right there for a guy that's already made 2 early in this game. You can't.
3. Hey, play through. Come on. Let's go, baby. Hey, big run right here. Hey, big push right here. We're in a good spot, Mike. We started slow, but we're in a great spot, bro.
Some good stuff from Tyrese Halliburton.
On the bench, or if that's in a timeout, but either way.
His key tonight was going to be staying poised no matter what punches the Pacers throw. Of course, if you're the Cavs, you have to be thinking deja vu when you see yourself cough up a big lead right away, but Cavs did a nice job responding to begin this second. 6-point advantage now for Cleveland.
And the zone has helped the Cavs in this second quarter as you see the activity. Sam Merrill getting out and making things difficult for everyone on the perimeter for the Indiana Pacers. This is the first time the Pacers have really seen this zone in the series.
Merrill can hit the 3, rebound Siakam. Here comes Siakam. Siakam darting through and a whiff. If that conversation was not deemed productive.
Yes.
Siakam so far in game 3. Siakam misses both. Look at the tip. Neesmith had that key putback. Even though the last 2-minute report said should have been a lane violation against him for it, but another putback there from Neesmith.
And Neesmith just a hard to deal with on the glass, especially on the offensive end, as Donovan Mitchell unable to get the 3 to go. And right now the Pacers wanting to continue to push the tempo, especially if they can beat the defense down before they set up in the zone.
First 3 games averaged just under 26, was shooting 57% from 3. Since then averaging under 13, 22% from 3. Siakam 1 of 4 so far tonight from the floor. Allen had it poked away by Turner, out there playing with 2 fouls. Here's Neesmith, catch, fire, no. Mitchell 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Mitchell, no look. Good movement here. Strus waits, attacks. Mitchell swims in and floats it home. That patented
by Neesmith, but there's just not much you can do to combat that against Donovan Mitchell.
Turner into the corner. Neesmith off. Indiana 5 of 12 from 3. Cleveland 6 for 14, but they started 4 of 5. Hunter, no. And that. Meanwhile, Garland, we'll see how he navigates this second quarter with those 3 personals. Garland navigated well there.
And how about the trust of Kenny Atkinson to get Darius Garland back in the game with those 3 fouls, understanding how important it was to try to keep this lead going into halftime.
8-point Cavs lead. Halliburton flips it out. Turner 3, around and off. Mobley the rebound. Here's Mobley trying to take it all the way in. Mobley gets denied. Shovels it out. Push shot is good for Allen.
Not sure how acclimated the Thunder can get in such a short span of time.
12-2 Cavs run. Their lead is 10. They had a 15-point lead completely erased in the first. Toppin is short. Strus, the strong side rebound.
But look what the zone has done to the Pacers. It's forced everything from the exterior.
Strus, another offensive rebound for Cleveland. Mitchell fake the 3, just 2 of 18 from 3 entering tonight's game. He's 1 of 3 tonight. Mitchell sidestepping 3 is good. 15-2 Cleveland run. Meanwhile, Indy, who was 5 of 7 from 3 in the first quarter, is 0 of 7 in the second against this zone. Here's Neesmith, push shot, no. Mitchell lobbing it up. Allen goes up high to grab it. Strus will fire off.
I believe if Allen would have tried to finish that up with the dunk, he most likely would have gotten the call on the foul simply because it would have been such an acrobatic play and it would have taken a lot.
He has been incredible.
But you see it constantly at this level.
Smart of Mathurin, but
yes.
if you're
just right now, and the fact that Kenny Atkinson goes to the zone defensively, but look at he switched the personnel. Now it's Evan Mobley at the top of the zone, which takes away your sight lines for those guards trying to get opportunities at the top.
Turner unable to finish. Garland on the bench with 4 fouls. Allen roaming free. A neat story the other day in The Athletic about Tyrese Halliburton and him coming to terms with his mental health in the aftermath of the Olympics and the way it affected him at the beginning of this season, kind of just reading too much negativity and having to really clear his mind, get back to finding the joy of playing, and how that and really important mental health conversations with his circle and his therapist brought him back to the outstanding season he ended up having at the finish and the playoffs he's had.
Yeah, you think about mental health, especially at the NBA level.
Foul on Mathurin is his second. Halliburton also talked about in that story Drew Hanlon being a huge resource for him in those conversations. Here's Merrill off to Mitchell. Mitchell finds space. Little push shot is good. 15 for Donovan Mitchell.
And Donovan Moore has averaged 30 field goal attempts throughout these first 2 games. And you think about right now, he's in double digits with, I believe, 12 now, but he's still being much more efficient.
Knocked away. Mitchell has it. Allen on the run through the lane, extra feed. Mobley last hit him.